Welcome to another day of Tarotmas. We're going to be taking a look at clarity on your life's journey. We'll be pulling from the Xmas Elf Green Edition deck. Yeah, we'll just see what the messages are, what cards come out for you. This is especially helpful if you're feeling lost and unsure which direction to go. Spirit, what messages do you have for the collective about clarity on our journey, life's journey? What does the collective need to know, Spirit? One more, I think. 2, 3. Yep. Okay. Yeah, you definitely need clarity. We've got 2 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Lots of indecision, unsure which direction to go next. First up, we've got the Queen of Cups, which is Cancer energy. Then we've got the Hermit, Virgo energy. I feel like you have been in hermit mode a lot. We've got the Queen of Wands, Aries energy. We've got the Moon. Yeah, it's interesting because it's like a lot of darkness and then it's going to go towards the light, essentially. And then we've got 2 of Cups. This could be clarity about a relationship. We'll get to that in a moment. And then we've got the 10 of Cups. And the Moon also, I associate it with Cancer energy, same with Queen of Cups. But traditionally in tarot, it is Pisces energy. And the reason I associate it with Cancer is because in astrology, the Moon represents Cancer. It rules Cancer. Okay. So yeah, lots of indecision going on. I feel like a lot of you have been in the dark. Now, some of you, it's like mentally you've been in the dark. Emotionally, you're tuned out. And physically, a lot of you could actually be in some sort of hermit mode. Where, also, if you hear my dog snoring, yeah, just a warning. Some of you could have been in hermit mode for a while. So you've been withdrawn, you've been introverted, you haven't gone out and done anything. I know some of you may not have the funds to do that. Or some of you just don't have the time or energy, you know. If people get busy with work or their life in general, they just don't feel like, you know, getting out. Some of you could have children. There are 4 kids on here. And there's a kid here as well. So some of you could have children and you could, you know, that could take up a lot of your time. But what I'm seeing is more of like a mental and emotional hermit mode. I think for a lot of you, the thing is with the Hermit, that star in his lantern is actually like the star card. It represents hope and faith and renewal and healing, and basically it's the light in the darkness. Even when things aren't working out, there's still hope. There's like light at the end of the tunnel. And so the Hermit uses that guiding light to get him out of this darkness. You can see how dark it is on the card. And I think a lot of you are searching for that light. Because in the Moon card, you can see this kid is looking up at the stars, up at the moon. And it's interesting because the light is at his back, right? Even though he's in the darkness. So I think that's how a lot of you feel. Like you're searching for the light. You're searching for a way out. How do I get out of this situation? How do I turn things around in my favor? And when I saw the Moon, the Hermit, and the Queen of Cups, I heard someone's in their feels. So deep feelings, deep emotions, where I think you're trying to trust your intuition with that Queen of Cups. And the Hermit's really about going within and finding yourself and doing some self-examination. So what do I need to change? How can I change myself? How can I better myself and get myself out of this situation, or take the next step in life, or achieve that goal I want to achieve? How can I do this, this, and this? How do I get from this point where I'm at to this next point? For some of you, you know, you may feel like you're in a rut and you're trying to get out of that. And a lot of you, you know, you're wanting a better paying job. Or maybe some of you don't have a job and you're trying to find one. For others of you, we're going to talk about the relationship part in a minute. Some of you have been waiting around to find a person and you haven't found them. And you feel like, you know, time's passing by, time's ticking on by, and there's nobody out there. For others of you, you already are in a relationship, but that relationship feels stuck. It's not progressing. You kind of feel in the dark. And your feels like, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to end up where I want it to end up. But with this Queen of Wands here, this is Aries energy. This is about taking charge, taking the lead, and making forward progress. There's some sort of movement that needs to happen where you need to stand out in some way. For a lot of you, that can be paralyzing in a way, because a lot of people don't want to be seen. They don't want to put themselves out there. They want to stay in that hermit mode and stay hidden. But the Queen of Wands knows that in order to achieve or accomplish whatever she wants to achieve and accomplish, she's got to put herself out there center stage. This could also have to do with creativity as well. Queen of Wands can have to do with a lot of like entertaining, public speaking, but really just being out there in a leadership position. So the key here is going to be you getting out of this sort of darkness and these emotions and out of your head, out of your own way, essentially. And finding that light again and going towards that light. You see, it's interesting. We're talking about the light here and on his lantern, and then she has the sun above her in a fire. She's roasting a little marshmallow. So I feel like for a lot of you, you're going to have to be in that, you know, that black cat energy. She's always got the black cat with her, but you're going to have to be in that black cat energy where you don't care what everybody else thinks. You're going to do what you want to do, and you're going to put yourself out there, and then you're going to accomplish whatever it is you're wanting to accomplish. You know, if this is a relationship, a lot of you are afraid to, and I hate saying this, but this message is coming through. A lot of you are afraid to like sit down with your partner and discuss the next level. Like if you've been dating for a while and you're still not in a relationship, you're afraid that if you discuss the relation, you know, being in a relationship, the next step, you're afraid that this person might be like, whoa, like you're moving too fast or something, even if you've been dating for like, I don't know, 4 or 5 months. You know what I mean? Or if you're already in a relationship and you're wanting to be engaged or, you know, married, you're wondering if it's ever going to happen. Maybe you've been together for 3 years or 4 years and you haven't been proposed to. And that talk has never come up. You kind of feel in the dark, like, when's it going to happen? Is it going to happen for me? I don't know. I don't see a light at the end of the tunnel. I'm looking for it. I'm looking, but I can't find it. And then you have to put yourself out there and say, hey, where's this going? What are we doing? Do we want to get married? Or do we need to move on to other people? You know, if we don't align with each other, then we need to stop wasting each other's time, right? And nobody wants to deal with that, I know. But then you end up like one of these people who are together for like 7 years, and one of them always wanted to be married, and the other one was like, I don't know. And then you end up with one person who is unhappy, and it's not what they want, but they just kind of go along with it because it's better than being single. But that's not the way to do it. If you want something, if you have a desire, that desire is meant for you. It came to you for a reason. So if you have a desire to be in a healthy, loving, committed relationship, then you should be with someone who wants that as well, who sees that with you. Not somebody who's going to string you along for 6 months and you're still dating and you don't know where it's going or what you two are doing. Or You've been together 7 years and there's no engagement ring, but you've expressed that you want to get married a long time ago, years ago, and then you feel like you need to bring it up again because nothing's happening. You know what I mean? There has to come a point where you have to say, okay, I can't be in this mental or emotional headspace anymore, or heart space. I have to put myself out there. I have to do what makes me happy. You know, I think with the sun here, it makes me think about, look how content that sun is. She's happy too with her little marshmallow. Even the cat's chilling, licking itself. It's like everybody's happy. But she had to, you know, she had to get up there and put herself on that throne. Make a name for herself. The sun is also like the happiest card on the deck, but it's also success. So there's something here about you want to reach this 10 of Cups, this happily ever after, this complete emotional fulfillment, whatever that looks like for you. It's different for everyone, but you'll never accomplish it if you're still stuck in the dark and you're not moving forward. And for others of you, if this isn't a relationship, you know, the clarity could be on a business partnership or putting yourself out there and having people, like 2 of Cups can be people who admire you. Because the cups are all about emotions. It's like when you're giving someone your cup, you're giving them your emotions. So, you know, whether it's a business partnership, romantic partnership, some sort of platonic partnership, so you've got people who want to give you their cup, right? But whatever it is, whatever you're trying to achieve, I do see that you have the ability to do so with this 10 of Cups here. Look how happy that Santa is. And all the kids too. Some of you could be musicians. I'm noticing these musical notes here. Some of you could be wanting to purchase a house as well, because the 10 of Cups can talk about home and family. Some of you want to start a family and you're not there yet. Especially with all these kids here. So what I'm seeing as far as the clarity goes on your life's journey so far, if a lot of you are feeling stuck in your emotions, in your head, you've got to take the steps to move forward and get out of that indecisive energy. Like, I'm not sure which way to go, but you've got to trust your intuition with that Queen of Cups. So I feel for a lot of you, if you're stuck at this sort of, it's not really a crossroads, it's just like a fork in the road, really. Do what makes you happy. What truly makes you happy? If you don't know what that is, think about it. Everybody's got, you know, hobbies or things that they would like to accomplish, like any type of goals, wishes, or dreams, even if you haven't set out to do that yet. Let me give you an example. Maybe somebody decides that they would love to learn how to sew their own clothes. This is such a random example, but, you know, it's a thing, DIY on YouTube and stuff. And people sell their patterns, but let's say you want to do that. But you don't even have a sewing machine. You've never sewed a day in your life. That is just like this far off dream you have about maybe becoming a fashion icon, or just maybe being well known on somewhere like YouTube or social media. And you have thought about doing it before, but you never actually taken that first step. You've sat down and said, well, it'd be nice, but I don't even know where to begin. You're still in the dark, but you keep thinking about it, and that desire keeps coming to you because it's yours. It's your desire only. And then you decide you're going to step out into that Queen of Wands mode. You are going to light a fire under yourself. You're going to get books. Maybe you can go to the local library. How to sew. What's all the basic sewing stuff? You're going to buy a sewing machine. Maybe you find one, I don't know, that's used. Or maybe you know somebody who's getting rid of theirs because they just don't sew anymore. And they give it to you for a cheap price or for free. And then you go to a fabric store. Or you go to a thrift store and refashion some clothes. These little steps are what I'm talking about. Where you have to take these little steps. Like, how do I begin? Well, you start by researching and then reading about the top, you know, how to do it, and then getting the supplies, and then you begin. And that's just one example. I mean, it could be anything, but there's always something where you can take the next step. And I feel like for a lot of you, it's just going to require you to really sit down and say, okay, let me reverse engineer this. If I want to be at this point, how do I go backwards? Like from where I'm at now to where I want to be, let's go backwards. Like for instance with the sewing, going backwards would be, you got to know how to sew, would be the top one. Then, getting the supplies, but then before that, you've got to learn how to use these supplies. And then before that, it's like, okay, then I've got to buy stuff to learn how to use these supplies. So it's like a reverse engineering. So I feel like a lot of you are going to sit down and do that. Okay, what's the next steps? What do I do? How do I do this? Let's get this done. And in doing so, and moving forward that way, you are going to end up in your 10 of Cups. You're going to get yourself out of this hermit mode, out of this emotional energy, out of your head, out of your own way, and towards your ultimate happiness. So, those are all the messages I have for you, collective. Hopefully something in this reading resonated. If it did, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.